Welcome. Today is day 63 of A Song a Day Keeps the Virus Away. This is Sally Rogers here on my porch. We'll probably be serenaded by the birds. There's a wonderful yellow, what do they call them? Not a wren, but the little birds. Warbler. A yellow warbler that goes flying around here and has been singing her heart out all day. Actually, it's probably his heart, I have to say. So anyway, today is another ballad. I've got ballads every day this week. And probably the 5 people who I know who love ballads have been commenting every day and thrilled that I'm singing ballads. So I hope the rest of you are tolerant of them as well. This is one of my absolute favorite ones that I learned in the early 80s from the singing of Frankie Armstrong. She recorded it on an album of hers. Let me see what the name was. It was called, because you could still look it up. I'm sure you can find it online somewhere. The album is called I Heard a Woman Singing, and Frankie Armstrong is just an incredible singer, wonderful, wonderful British singer. And she collected a bunch of great versions of things. So this is a version of Tam Lin, which Jane Yolen also wrote a children's picture book about it, although you'd never think of it being a children's story when you hear this version. But nonetheless, I'm going to share it with you today. And what else do I need to tell you? That's pretty much it. Just check out my website, www.sallyrogers.com. This song I've never recorded, so you can't find it there. It goes like this. And it has 26 verses. I'm going to warn you in advance. Lady Margaret, a sewing at her seams, and she's all dressed in black. When the thought come in her head, she would run into the woods, pick flowers to flower her hat, ladies, pick flowers to flower her hat. So she's hoisted up her petticoats a bit above her knees, so nimbly she's run o'er the plain, and when she's come to the merry green woods, she's pulled them branches down, oh, she's pulled them branches down. Then suddenly appeared a fine young man, stood underneath the tree. How dare you pull those branches down without the leave of me, lady, without the leave of me? She says, this little wood, it is me very own. May father give it me, and I can pull these branches down without the leave of thee, young man, without the leave of thee. So he's taken her by the lily white hand and by the grass green sleeve, and he's laid her down at the foot of a bush without ever once asking her leave, ladies, without ever once asking her leave. And when it was done, she's turned herself about to ask her true love's name, but she's nothing heard and nothing seen, and all the woods grew dim, dim, and all the woods grew dim. It's 24 ladies all in the court, as red as any rose, excepting for young Margaret. And green as grass she goes, ladies, and green as grass she goes. And up and spoke the first serving maid. She lifted her head and she smiled. I think me ladies loved too long. And now she goes with child, ladies, and now she goes with child. Then up and spoke the second serving maid. It's ever and alas, cries she, I think I know an herb in the merry green woods that will twine thee, babe, from thee, lady, that will twine thee, babe, from thee. So she's taken up her silver comb, made a haste to comb her hair, and she's away to the merry green woods as fast as she can tear, ladies, as fast as she can tear. She hadn't picked that herb, that bitter little herb, that herb but barely one, when by her stood young Tam Lin, crying, Margaret, leave it alone, me love, crying, Margaret, leave it alone. He says, this little, how can you take that bitter little herb that grows so grey, to take away thy sweet babe's life that we got in our play, lady, that we got in our play? Oh, tell me the truth, young Tam Lin, she cries. If an earthly man ye be, I'll tell ye no lies. Lady Margaret, he says, I was christened the same as thee, lady, I was christened the same as thee. But it came about on a cold and winter's night, when off my horse I fell, and the Queen of Elfland, she took me in yonder green woods to dwell, lady, in yonder green woods to dwell. But tonight it is the Halloween, when the elfin court do ride, and if you would your true love win, at the old mill bridge you must bide, lady, at the old mill bridge you must bide. And first will come the black horse, and then will come the brown, and then raced by the white, but you'll hold it fast and fear me not, and I'll give to you no fright, lady, I will give to you no fright. And then they will change me all in your arms to many a beast so wild, but you'll hold me fast and fear me not. I'm the father of your child, lady, I'm the father of your child. So she's taken up her silver comb, made haste to comb her hair, and she's away to the old mill bridge, as fast as she can tear, ladies, as fast as she can tear. And first did come the black horse, and then did come the brown, and then raced by the white, but she held it fast and feared it not, and it did to her no fright, ladies, and it did not her a fright. It was the dead hour of the night when she heard that harness ring, and oh, me boys, it chilled her heart more than any mortal thing, it did, more than any mortal thing. And the thunder rolled across the sky, and the stars they blazed like day, and the Queen of Elfland gave a shrilling cry, young Tam Lin's away, away, oh, young Tam Lin's away. And then they have changed him all in her arms to a lion that roared so wild, but she held it fast and feared it not, and it did to her no harm. She knew it was the father of her child. And then they have changed him all in her arms into a loathsome snake, but she held it fast and feared it not. It was one of God's own make. She knew it was one of God's own make. And last they have changed, then they have changed him all in her arms to a red-hot bar of iron, but she held it fast and feared it not, and it did to her no harm, me boys, no, it did to her no harm. And the last they have changed him all in her arms was to a naked man, and she's flung her mantle over him, crying, me love, I've won, I've won, crying, me love, I've won. Then up and spoke the Queen of Elfenland from the bush wherein she stood, I should have tore out your eyes, Tam Lin, put in 2 eyes of wood, put in 2 eyes of wood. Tam Lin. Well, that's quite a ballad for you. A little bit of everything in there. And I hope you enjoyed that. And tomorrow, not sure, tomorrow we'll have a special guest. Howie's going to join us. And I believe we'll sing Jean Ritchie's version of Lord Bateman. And now, Tam Lin is one, but Lord Bateman's another that could be a wonderful Coen Brothers movie, don't you think? Certainly a movie. And makes a better ballad maybe, though. So thank you very much for being here today. See you tomorrow and Friday. And go visit my website, www.sallyrogers.com. And have a great rest of the day. We've had rain and thunder. Now it's over. So have a great rest of the day. Be well, be safe.